So I'm joining you this evening from Isro layout in Bengaluru. It's in this layout that you have most of your scientists and former Isro scientists currently residing, which is why fittingly you can see also very popularly at one of the landmarks of Isro layout, at the Isro layout bus stand, you have a prototype of the GSLV right behind me. So it is in fact very fitting that across Bengaluru you will see many such landmarks which highlight ISRO's contribution and highlight that Bengaluru essentially is the ISRO headquarters. Let's cut right down to the updates sent across by ISRO today, including that video that's been put out on social media by ISRO, showing us exactly what lander Vikram's view is like. This is the first video that's been put out of the moon, and this has been clicked by, in fact, the cameras are on board the lander module being transmitted back to the ISRO base here in Bengaluru using the Chandrayaan 2 orbiter, as well as the propulsion module that continues to orbit around the lunar surface. Now, interestingly, this particular video is from a few days ago, and since then we've gotten even closer to the moon. Photos also that the lander has clicked is just 70 kilometers from the moon. And remember that right now it's in an elliptical orbit. At the closest point, lander Vikram is just about 25 kilometers from the moon. So it's even closer right now, if you can believe it or not, because looking at these images, you can see every single pristine detail of the moon. What has the ISRO really said? Well, the chairperson has said that the mission is on track. The system is undergoing regular checks to ensure smooth sailing of the spacecraft, of lander Vikram, and to ensure that everything is in place for the landing tomorrow. But what if the same conditions as expected don't happen? A lot of it also is based on weather conditions. A lot of it is based on the kind of lunar dust on the surface of the south pole of the moon. If those factors, besides what we can control, don't come into place, what then happens? ISRO top officials have told us has a plan B in place. What does that constitute of? Because you only get one chance at a soft landing. The conditions have to be absolutely perfect. And if that's not the case, ISRO immediately will in fact push the soft landing date. Instead of tomorrow at 6:04 p.m., it could happen on Sunday, on 27th August. That is the plan that's put in place. But like I said, it's a big if. At this point, the forecast looks like it's a clear go-ahead for ISRO to go ahead with that soft landing tomorrow. But we'll wait and see if there's going to be any change in the plan. If it's pushed to Sunday, that confirmation will come in only tomorrow at about 4 p.m., only 2 hours before the mission actually kicks off to go ahead and land Vikram on the moon. So it is going to be a bit dicey. Then last minute is when we'll know if plan B kicks into place. But for now, ISRO has confirmed repeatedly that everything is smooth, referring to it, saying that, this is smooth sailing. The mission is going as per plan.
क्या भारत ऐसा पहला विश्व का देश बनने वाला है जो मून के साउथ की तरफ लैंडिंग करेगा? और यही जो एरिया है, इसको क्यों चुना है वैज्ञानिकों ने?
जैसा कि आपको पता है कि अभी तक के जो भी लैंडिंग मिशन हुए हैं अमेरिका द्वारा या चाइना द्वारा या रशिया द्वारा, वो सब लैंडिंग मिशन चंद्र की जो विषुवत वृत्त है, इक्वेटर है, वहां पे हुए हैं. और वहां की जमीन क्योंकि लगभग सीधी जमीन है, जैसे कि मरुस्थल में होती है कि उसमें कोई उबड़ खाबड़ वो नहीं है, गड्ढे नहीं है, या उसमें ऊंचे पर्वत जैसे कोई वो नहीं है, पड़ाव नहीं है. तो इस कारण से वो जमीन जनरली लोग प्रिफर करते हैं कि ऐसी जमीन पर अगर उतरना काफी आसान रहता है, हमको प्रयत्न कम करने पड़ते. पर हमारे वैज्ञानिकों का मंतव्य था, पिछली बार भी हम चंद्रयान 2 में भी वही उद्देश्य था और इस बार भी उसी पे कायम रहते हुए हमारे वैज्ञानिकों का कहना है कि अगर हमको रियल एक्सपेरिमेंट अगर करने हैं तो विषुवत वृत्त पे तो कई लोग जा चुके हैं, कई मिशन जा चुके हैं. हम इस बार साउथ पोल पे जाते हैं, दक्षिण ध्रुव पे, जहाँ की जमीन तो एक तो हैजार्डस है ही, क्योंकि वहां पे क्रेटर्स और बोल्डर्स, जो कि चंद्र की एक विशेषता है, बहुत बड़े गड्ढे भी हैं और ऊंचे ऊंचे बड़े बड़े पत्थर भी हैं. तो ऐसी जमीन पे जाके, और वहां पे क्योंकि संभावना ये है कि वहां पे हाइड्रोक्सिल मॉलिक्यूल या वाटर मॉलिक्यूल होने की संभावना ज्यादा है, क्योंकि वहां पे वो चंद्र का दूर का भाग है, जहाँ पे ये संभावना होती है कि जो पानी अगर था पहले तो वो प्रिजर्व हुआ होगा कुछ अलग अलग फॉर्म में. तो वहां पे जाके अगर हम प्रशिक्षण करें, एक्सपेरिमेंट करें, तो हमको और भी वहां से वैज्ञानिक माहिती मिल सकती है. तो वो सबको देखते हुए हमने ये साउथ पोल यानी कि दक्षिण ध्रुव विस्तार पसंद किया है, जहाँ पे हम हमारा लैंडर उतारने का प्रयास करेंगे.
Basically, Chandrayaan-3 mission objective was to soft land in the southern region of the southern polar region. That was the objective. Also to have that in situ experiments there, so that it will be the science will be used for that the global scientific community for discovering some many new things. This is the objective. With this objective, that is Chandrayaan-3 was configured, which is similar to Chandrayaan-2. This one. Only thing is, except that the orbiter in the Chandrayaan-2 is replaced by a propulsion module here. Otherwise, it is almost the same as what have flown in the Chandrayaan-2.
The speed is brought down to a few hundred meters per second. From then onwards, then an orientation is corrected, and after that, further speed is reduced, and then various sensors and the cameras come into action, and that's how that is to make sure that the descent is as expected and as prescribed.
How will they be preparing to ensure very smooth soft landing?
As we know that the Chandrayaan-3 lander is in the orbit around the moon in an orbital size about 25 by 150 kilometers. So that means it will be near to the moon at the point just 25 kilometers away from the surface. So from this stage, here in this orbit, Isro will make all the observations that is necessary to confirm that everything is working fine. And once the lander is stabilized in this orbit, and it will check all the parameters and see whether it is ready for the next major important step. So the next major important step is the soft landing of the Chandrayaan lander.
There's some talk, sir, Dr. Anand, of a plan B that's being put in place by ISRO, that they could change the landing date, that they've identified about 400 kilometers of space in the South Pole. What is all that about? What is this plan B and when does it come into effect?
I don't have any information about the plan B, but actually it is an automated system that will take care of when actually the landing will take place. And aborting a thing will be very, very, very sensitive thing. So I don't think that will be taken into consideration. But as far as I know, the automated mission or automated control that it has, so that will see that it will choose its own place where actually it is very, very safe for lander to land.
And Sagai Raj also on this broadcast. He's joining us live from Bengaluru with more details. Sagai, good evening. As far as ISRO is concerned, they're putting out a very confident message that, everything's going as per plan. They've got everything in place. All mission checks have been done. Everything's working smoothly. They've even released that wonderful video of the moon. So about 24 hours to go, Sagai, and it looks like they're very confident.
Absolutely, the scientists are confident that this time they will be success that they will taste unlike last time, and they are confident that with the lander and rover, because they have enhanced the software, they have enhanced the hardware in this particular lander and rover.